Ladies, gentlemen, my name is Mangs, and today I have a bit of a wacky video for you guys. So this started with a bit of an argument over on the Advanced Wars Grandmaster Discord. Two players, Colin, an incredibly strong player, and Operation Maxstorm, another incredibly strong player, had a bit of a fight. Well, not a fight, an argument. They were having a discussion about which CO is best in high funds. Operation Maxstorm argued that Colin was the best high funds CO because, of course, he's a CO all about money, and in high funds you get 2,000 income per property instead of the normal 1,000, so he just snowballs out of control. Whereas Colin argued that, nah, Hachi is the best high funds CO because he gets so much money, he gets his superpower all the time, and he can use Merchant Union to just overwhelm his opponent with sheer numbers. And so back and forth they went, debating which CO was the most broken. And in I come and I say, sounds like content, if you ask me. Why don't you fight it out and actually see who's the better? I mean, both players are roughly on par with each other, I think, skill-wise, so it should be an even matchup. And yeah, we had the match created, and here they are. So the map that we'll be playing on is called Azure Blue. It is actually one of my favorite high funds maps. It's on the Global League. This map actually features a lot of naval combat due to the way it structures. There's tons of little islands, got narrow canals right here, so battleships are incredibly strong, which means that you will see submarines, maybe even some cruisers and carriers. It's pretty crazy. And because of the high funds nature of this map, you'll also see like mega tanks, bombers. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. And I do believe the unit limit is like 65 or 70. So yeah, you can spam a lot. Now going back to the COs, this is a very interesting matchup for multiple reasons because you have two COs who are both very broken and they're both snowball COs. And that means that they get stronger the longer the match goes. The reason why Colin and Hachi are placed in the broken tier is because they get exponentially stronger the longer the match goes because you just build up power. But they snowball in different ways. Hachi gets that 50% discount. He can build units on cities, which just means that his unit count just goes through the roof. But Colin, he increases his powers multiplicatively, if that's even a math term. I don't know, I was never good at math, but Colin increases his funds based on how much money he has, which means that he will reach a point where he just gets infinite money, especially in high funds. He can just cruise off the interests, which is kind of wacky. So, you know, he sits on 100,000 funds, he pops Gold Rush, it becomes 150k, and then, you know, he saves up that plus the income for next turn, pops another Gold Rush, and it just goes on and on from there, and he just gets infinite money. But another kind of undervalued aspect of Colin in high funds is his superpower, Power of Money. It's actually ridiculously good. It's not good enough to really use in standard play because you seldom get time to save up for it, and you don't get enough money to make it viable. But if you have 100,000 funds banked up, Power of Money becomes a pretty disgusting firepower increase, to the point where Colin can like one-shot a lot of his opponents, which is scary as hell. So the question is, which one of them snowballs more? I think we can all agree that Colin is stronger in high funds for sure, but can he measure up to the brokenness that is Hachi? Well, that's what we will find out in today's video, ladies and gentlemen. So join me and have some fun as we watch two of the best players in the world go up against each other in one of the wackiest matchups you'll ever see. High funds Colin versus high funds Hachi. Let's get started. So this is not a live match. They got to play this map. I think it took them like a week-ish, maybe like 5 days. I was following the match very closely. So again, a pretty wild mixed base map. High funds, naval focused. You got Operation Maxstorm in the blue on these two bases right here, and you got Poland in the red on these bases right here. You got some neutral bases that you wish to capture. It's all good. And of course you want to get the harbor quickly, so you can get out those black boats and transport your infantry. Lots of money to be picked up in the center here. Now this little harbor is actually a little bit sneaky, because you cannot get it. It's impossible to unload units because of the lack of shoals. But what you can do is you can park your battleship here and get some extra defense. That's pretty much what it's for. It's like just neutral terrain for boats, I guess. Now, on this map, it's very common to open APC. You actually will see both players do this, and this is something I see on the Global League as well. And the reason is there's a lot of properties to be captured. You want to get your infantry over to this area quickly, because there's like a comm tower and tons of cities. So the 5k, or 4k in Colin's case, I guess, is a very good investment. You can get away with it in high funds. The map is so big, the opponent can't really punish it with early aggression, so getting out that APC, you can also do this cute little move where you move the infantry here, and then you set it up so the infantry can go in here and get loaded down next turn. I think you'll see both players do this pretty much. Operation Mugstorm opening up artillery. Artillery very strong on this map, as you can see. You got it reminds me a lot of Viridia Aqua, where you got like these long, narrow land masses. So artillery can be very strong, but of course, there's another unit that was also very strong in the situation, and that's the battleship. Like, you put a battleship here, or here, or here, it'll lock down the entire landmass. So, yeah, 28k, it's quite an investment, but you can afford it in high funds, and... okay, there we go. Sorry, I think I don't know if I skipped a turn there. Sorry if I did. We got some new hotkeys on the replay viewer, and I'm not completely used to them yet, but there we go. Yeah, so you can see Poland does the exact same thing. They actually copy each other's build orders. I think this is like the good opener on Azure Blue. You got the, opening up artillery here to kind of guard the infantry and using the APC to transport it. It's pretty good. Tank coming out from Poland as well. Again, this match is really funny because you got so many fronts. You got a front here, you got a front here, and a front here. So there's like and then you got naval combat in the middle. So tons of different engagements that you can take, which is really nice. And of course, you want to get the artillery out to blast open this pipe seam, so you can transport units into the center as well. Neo tank coming out on day 5 for Operation Mugstorm. So already taking advantage of that juicy discount to get a tech up advantage. This is like, I think, one of the most commonly misunderstood things about Colin is Colin isn't good at outnumbering his opponent, which is what you might think. He's not a cannon fodder CO. What Colin is a tech up CO. Hachi is a cannon fodder CO. Hachi overwhelms you with sheer numbers, but Colin actually may match your unit count, or may actually be a little bit below your unit count. It's just that he gets his units out quicker because of the discounts. So Colin can tech up to a Neo tank before you even can afford a medium tank, which just allows him to kill you with pure power. So, but Poland is matching it with a Neo tank of his own, which is nice. Both players moving out with tanks. Mugstorm setting up the APC to transport this infantry down here. Both players really want to get this comm tower early on. There are 2 comm towers on the map, which is good. Otherwise, this matchup would be very stally with these 2 COs right here. It would not be fun if this was a 0 comm tower matchup. I think it would just devolve into infinite stall in that case. Poland taking a bit of a shot at this infantry right here, but it's fine. Like, Mugstorm's gonna blast open the pipe seam with the artillery and the Neo tank. Now, again, the replay viewer doesn't always display. I don't think it displays the broken pipe seams until a unit moves over it, because someone explained this to me. It has something to do with how Advanced Wars by Web stores its replay. Apparently, there's no info on the pipe seam in the code. You just gotta kind of know that it's broken when a unit moves over it, which is kind of whack. I don't really know why it works like that. Probably just a coding issue. But that's why the replay viewer literally cannot update this, because it doesn't have the data available. Okay, cute little interrupt by Mugstorm right here. Now, of course, Hachi does not have weakened units. Colin does. So this is something you got to keep in mind. I think their day-to-days are fairly balanced. Colin gets -20, but -10 attack. Hachi just gets -10, like, he just gets -10 discount, no penalty to his attack. So I'd say, like, I maybe think Colin's power is a little bit better, because 20% discount is a lot better than 10%. So we have our first battleship coming out here from Mugstorm. So you can see how good these things are. You place them here, you lock down both peninsulas. It's so good. So now that there's a battleship out, that means Poland probably has to build a submarine, or because he has his airport all the way over on this side right here. Sorry, it's blocked a little bit by the unit screen. But he has the airport all the way over on the right-hand side. So he can get a battlecopter over here, but it will take some time. So really what he needs to do is build submarines. The submarines are kind of the best counter to battleships. You can build battleships of your own, but if your opponent's battleships are already in range, then that can be kind of tricky, so. But Neo tanks rolling out, Poland building a battleship of his own. This is going to be a pretty wacky matchup, as you can probably tell. Poland pulling back his tank. Let's see what he decides to build. Infantry, infantry, infantry. Okay, he already built a battleship, so that was probably all the money that he could afford. But yeah, both players just moving out. We're still in the capture phase. Little skirmishes going on the little peninsulas, but nothing major happening as of yet. We haven't really seen the snowball kick into effect here. And I'm guessing Mechstorm feels confident that this battleship can guard his Neotank. And that's exactly what it does. Look at this. So, yep. Poland can attack here, but he'll get blasted by a battleship. So, pretty nice maneuver from Mechstorm right there. And you'll soon start to see heavy fighting in the corners. This is a pretty corner-focused map. Mechstorm building a lander, I like it. I like it. As Colin, you get very cheap landers, and they're incredibly good at transporting units, land units, artillery, rockets. It's great utility. One of the things I always found annoying about this map is that I can never find the time to blast open these pipe seams right here. They're just a little bit too far out of the way. So, and you're usually sending infantry over here anyways. It's not really a big need. Alright, we got some infantry engagements in the corner here. Poland using the APC to block the city. I like it. There's only a recon here from Mechstorm, so you'll need to build a tank to get that thing away. And Poland using the same maneuver as Mechstorm right here. They're both kind of locking down this little area with their battleships. Poland rolling in with a tank here now, trying to scare Mechstorm. Mechstorm doesn't have any vehicles in this area, so neither does Poland over here, so things are very even at the moment. Poland moving his artillery out. He has to be very careful because of the tanks here. More infantry coming out. And looks like they're doing pretty well in terms of capturing. Mechstorm's going to capture a bunch of cities right here. So, yeah. Both players playing pretty solidly. Mechstorm now going to use this lander to transport his Neotank and his lander over. I like this move a lot. Landers are usually too expensive to build in standard matches, but in high funds they can be very valuable. So big investment. I mean, I think Colin landers are like 9k, but 12k for a lander is quite a bit. But on a map like this, a lander can really swing the favor for you because it allows you to front switch your forces through sea, which is something you may not expect. Another battleship coming out from Mechstorm, and now he's moving out. His infantry is a little too weak to capture. But he's also moving down with the battlecopter, so you'll see a healthy dose of air and naval units working together, which is really nice. Of course, now that the battleships are both out, it'll be a bit of a battleship stalemate, so both players will probably need to build submarines if they wish to break that stalemate. Of course, once the battleship is on a harbor, it's very hard to dislodge with a submarine. The submarine will deal like 20% damage to it, and it'll just repair that up. So you do need kind of 2 subs to take on a battleship, or like a sub and a battleship, if you wish to do that. But Poland moving in with a tank now, just taking some shots. Poland does not have a lander yet. Mechstorm does, so Mechstorm has a bit of a mobility advantage at the moment. Poland now finally builds his lander and another battleship. So things are already starting to heat up pretty much here. I love this little maneuver by Poland. Blocking the tank and the Neo. That's well played. And with the battleship, now Mechstorm kind of has to load up his lander. He has to load up his lander and move out. So now, Poland using his lander to boost. That's actually pretty smart. Look at that. That is actually pretty smart. Here we go. And the tank... Oh, seems like I put on auto move there for a moment. Sorry about that. So let me see that again. Yeah, so Mechstorm just kills the APC, moves out with his Neotank. That was... I don't know why I thought he was trapped, but he definitely wasn't. And now you can see Mechstorm is moving his battleship down in range, so this is a good position for Mechstorm. Even if Poland strikes first, Mechstorm will win this little skirmish right here. More artillery coming out, black boats. This is a little bit of a glitch. It will update itself at the end of the turn. And now the artillery and Neotank and battleship are moving down from Mechstorm. This is a kind of an aggressive gambit here from Mechstorm, I will say. I don't know how this is going to go, but he takes a shot at Poland's battleship. And yeah, look at that. He's being incredibly aggressive, actually. Let's see if this can work out or not. Battlecopter coming down, artillery coming down as well. So Mechstorm taking the fight to Poland early on, being very aggressive, building up some nice power charge. Let's see what Poland decides to do. He fires back with this battleship, bringing Mechstorm down to 1 HP. He's not quite able to kill it, though. Using the lander to circumvent the artillery and surrounding it. You gotta love it. Now going for the city as well. Moves down with more infantry. Battlecopters now coming into play. Poland actually decides to take the shot. I think more to build power than anything else. In fact, he could maybe pop a merchant union if he... Nah, he probably... I would say save up a round of income and get merchant union on the next turn. I think from Poland right now, we are going to see him just build infantry. Yeah, just infantry, maybe a battlecopter. He actually doesn't build a infantry in the base. I don't really know why, just it's a weird thing, and maybe he really wanted to save up some money. But he's going to have close to like 90k next turn with the merchant union, so that's going to be pretty devastating. But Mechstorm has 72k banked up. And look at what Mechstorm is doing here. He's popping Power of Money! With 72,000 in the bank. So that's a 200-ish% increase in firepower? Look at this. Aye. Aye. One shot. One shot. Oh, artillery versus battleship. It's almost a one shot. Neo-tank one-shots the Neo-tank. Oh my goodness. Look at this damage that Mechstorm is doing here with Power of Money. That is pretty crazy. He killed so many units with that power. And now he's using his black boat to go and get the island properties, which is so nice. Again, using the lander really effectively right here. Have you ever seen firepower like that? That's pretty crazy. I thought he'd pop Gold Rush for sure, but no. He goes straight for the Power of Money and just delivers such a crushing blow to Poland. And once he's done with the money, he builds units. Incredible. So looking good for Mechstorm here early on, but ladies and gentlemen, here comes the Merchant Union. Let's see. So the replay viewer will bug out. It'll show minus money for some reason. You'll see what I mean very soon. But here comes Poland's counterattack. He needs to make sure to move as many units off those cities as possible. He builds an anti-air in this city, a battleship here, an artillery in this city, another artillery in this city, a neo-tank in this city, a bomber. He really wants to dislodge this tank, but he can't do it, sadly. He would have loved to get like a neo-tank out here. That would have been so nice. An anti-air in this city, a tank in this city, infantry, a black boat, a neo-tank over here, tank, infantry. This is crazy. Tank, infantry. So that was pretty disgusting. You see that his power goes into the negatives here. The money goes negative because the replay viewer doesn't know how to handle discounts apparently. But oh boy, look at this. Suddenly his total value is 249,390. Whereas Colin has 183,000, so Hachi after his power. But let's see what Mechstorm decides to do. Takes a shot with his those battleships are very comfortable right now, and now the battlecopter is coming out. Mechstorm is able to dislodge the battleship, which is nice. But he's kind of winning in this corner right here due to the insane power swing. So he's going to get several properties and the com tower, which is bad news for Poland. He really doesn't want Colin to get that firepower advantage. He would then have 10% more than Hachi on average, which is not a great position to be in. But Mechstorm, you can see, he's winning hard in the corners despite the insane snowball from Hachi. Despite the insane snowball from Hachi and the units that he's able to pump up, Mechstorm is still looking very strong here just because of that power swing. And that's the thing about snowball COs. They do take a little time to get snowballing. They're not strong immediately. They get stronger over time. So it's not like the superpower instantly swings the balance of the match, but it will over the course of the match. Poland comes in with artillery here. And now he too wants to... I love how Mechstorm blocks the shoal with the black boat. That's actually really cool. That's actually really cool. So, but Poland is trying to move up here, but I don't think it's going so well. It's not going so well at all, really. Moving the battleship onto this little reef right here, where it can shoot on a bunch of units. And now Poland is actually building cruisers. So, because he needs something to fight these battlecopters with. The problem with cruisers, though, is if battlecopters gets to strike them out in the open, then they actually kind of trade favorably against them. But looks like Maxstorm is going to get the com tower. And is he going for another power of money? I think he is. He is! With 92,000 funds! 92,000 funds, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, battlecopter versus battleship, 9 HP of damage, 1 shot. This is disgusting. Battlecopter just killed an anti-air. Oh my goodness. Look at how disgusting this power is. Look at the firepower increase. This is just crazy. Like, how are you supposed to deal with this? How are you supposed to deal with this? Look at this, 4 HP Neotank versus, oh my god. 4 HP Neotank versus 9 HP Neotank on a city. 2-3. I mean, this is just crazy. Rocket just one-shots. Infantry kills artillery. Maxstorm has not popped a single gold rush this entire match, and he's still winning. Just because of how disgusting this power is. Look at the firepower. He doesn't need gold rush. He just wins due to having more firepower than his opponent. So he absolutely destroys Poland's forces, who pops Merchant Union, trying to get back in this. He'll get another Merchant Union with 80k money, which is pretty nice, but again, he can't match Colin's firepower. Again, it's nice, don't get me wrong, like, he can get a lot of units out, but what does that matter when Colin just kills everything? But let's not count him out just yet. Hachi's still really strong. And this is the second Merchant Union, this is where Hachi really starts to snowball. Antair out of the city, let's keep track of what he's building. Double cruiser! 3 cruisers right here. Maybe overreacting just a tad bit, maybe? There's just a bomber and battlecopter here. Artillery, artillery, artillery. Neotank, medium tank, infantry, 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 infantry. I mean, it's a strong Merchant Union, but I just feel like Maxstorm's with this insane firepower. Like, how do you deal with that? It's just so disgusting. And it's crazy to think that Maxstorm isn't even using Gold Rush. He's just winning with power of money. Of course, now he does have to pull back a little bit because, again, you can see the snowballing really happening for Hachi right now. There's a lot of units coming his way, so he does need to back off a little bit and just kind of play defensively. Otherwise, he will, if he overextends into this, he will get overrun. So you can see Maxstorm just gathering his forces together right here. And they're kind of back on equal footing value-wise right now. But Maxstorm does have a big income lead, 62k to 52k. It's not as big, like, it doesn't matter that much in high funds. Unit value matters a lot more. But Poland now, he wants to try and go on the offensive right now. He's loading up some black boats with infantry, which is nice to see. And, you know, his unit count is ridiculously high still, so Maxstorm's gonna have a hard time trying to fight all these units. I'm thinking he probably pops a Gold Rush next turn. Because he's gonna have like a lot of money banked up right now. So I think this would probably be a good time to pop the Gold Rush just to save up some money. And then maybe go for the power of money later on. But Poland, man, he's overreacting a little bit with the anti-air here. I think 3 anti-air and 3 cruisers to counter 1 bomber and 1 battlecopter. I mean, there's 2 more battlecopters coming, but still. This seems a little excessive if you ask me. But here we go. Operation Maxstorm now sitting on 106,000 funds. Is he going? Okay, now he pops his Gold Rush. Okay, so boom. He goes from 100k to 160k. And of course, gets that passive little boost as well, which is very nice. And wow, this is kind of disgusting. Colin with 2 com towers against Hachi. And the power of money that's about to hit in a few turns from now is going to be more disgusting than anything you've ever seen, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually kind of baffled by this matchup. I am actually, like, legitimately baffled by this matchup. And how insanely strong Colin is in high funds. I mean, Mexstorm is playing well. That might also be part of it. Mexstorm is just a very solid player. I love the double rocket transport. That's so cool. And the thing is, this would be suicide for Poland to do against Mexstorm because Colin does actually have wall breaking potential. Hachi doesn't really. Hachi doesn't have any firepower increases. Just the standard boost that he gets from his power. So he doesn't really care that much. He can form some good walls, but Poland comes with a Merchant Union, another 74k money in the bank Merchant Union, which is going to produce a lot of units for sure. In comes the bomber. Infantry marching forward. Bomber comes out. Let's see what else he builds. He builds a mega tank in the city. That's good. That's what we like to see. Hachi mega tanks really strong when they can reinforce directly to the front line. Like the combine. That's actually combining units is actually pretty smart during Merchant Union because you get more money. You want to buy as many units on the turn that you get Merchant Union. So combining together injured units is actually very smart because it gives you more money to buy discounted units. Mega tank in the city. This is what Hachi does really well in high funds. Just gets those mega tanks to the front lines where they can instantly be useful. But I'm scared, ladies and gentlemen. Even though he's producing a lot of units right here. I mean, he's going to get so much more. Let's just see. He builds a tank here. Another tank. Infantry. 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 More infantry. He's got 60 units right now. He's got 60 units and 365k value. And Operation Mexstorm does have a... He does need to build up some power charge. I don't think he's going to get power of money this turn. But I think he's just going to sit on his units. Build power charge. Force Poland to attack because he has an income advantage. He can sit kind of comfortably here and just relax. So that's what he's doing. He's just walling up, inviting Poland to attack him, knowing that he's going to come charging into a power of money. So just look at this. Look at this right here. Poland kind of has to take the offense right here because he's behind in income. But, you know, he is getting some cities on the islands, which is nice to see. Mega Tank versus Battleship actually does some decent damage. Kind of funny, in case you didn't know that. But he gets a nice little wall break on the Rocketeer from Mexstorm, which is nice to see. And in comes the Bomber as well. This is a pretty good attack from Poland right here. Now he's threatening the comm tower. So looks like Poland is making a little bit of a comeback here with some very good engagements. Neo-Tanks comes in as well. Again, you can never count. Just because Hachi takes a little bit of a beating in the early game doesn't mean he's out. Because again, Snowball COs have this immaculate ability to just come back just by surviving. That's what makes them so broken. You can see Poland is doing really well right now. He did a really good number on Mexstorm, took out several units. He did, however, also give Mexstorm quite a lot of power charge, which is not great. It's not great. We're gonna see a power of money next turn. And Mexstorm is sitting on 143,000 funds, ladies and gentlemen. Battlecopter comes in. Bomber comes in. Oh, he's doing it. Yup. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. He meticulously plans out his power charge, and it's power of money. 143,000 funds. What's that? 450% increase in firepower? Dead. 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 Well, not dead. This is disgusting. Oh, this makes me physically ill. Okay, not so bad. Infantry cannot kill anti-air, but still. This is the most disgusting thing I have seen in my life. This should not be allowed. You know, this is why so many people distrust capitalism, is because they see this shit. They go, this just isn't fair. He just wins because he has more money. And Colin just goes, yes, exactly. I mean, what can Hachi do against this? Like, Colin's units just become God mode for a turn, and they one-shot literally everything they attack. It doesn't matter if you have more units when the opponent's units can one-shot yours. And I mean, sure, I mean, it's gonna take Mechstorm a little time to rout Hachi, because he does this and just builds a million units. But the problem is, he doesn't have the firepower to kill Colin completely. And when you don't have firepower, it's kind of hard to win, turns out. Like, having a million units is good and all, and having a million bombers is nice and all too. And it's gonna, like, this is gonna be a meat grinder that takes a while to get through, but I still don't see a way for Poland to actually win this when Mechstorm can just repeatedly pop his superpower and just kill him. So Mechstorm now moves in with his battlecopters, blocks the harbor, and he still has a lot of units left, and his income advantage is now starting to become pretty considerable. 68k to 56k, it's yeah, I mean, he's charging over this little canal right here with his wall of artillery, quite literally. It's going to be very hard for Poland to break through there. More black boats, I like that. He needs to go and grab some of there's still some empty properties to be taken. Of course, this is a scary force from Poland right here. We have 3 Neo-tanks and 3 bombers. Like, Mechstorm definitely cannot just rush headlong into this. But he's building a very nice wall with some cruisers and battleships and anti-air. Lots of battleship support. He has to spend some of his money right now, but he's still sitting on 93k, ladies and gentlemen. Like, he's spending a lot of money. He builds... There's the mech. There's the mech. Every game, Mechstorm has to build at least one mech. This is his signature. But Poland is now counterattacking a little bit, but there's just so many units. He's doing some wall breaking, which is nice, but he's being pressured on all fronts right now. I don't know why he attacked that infantry. I think maybe it's better than building something there, I guess. And now he's just kind of sacking bombers. But all he's doing now is giving Mechstorm yet another power of money. So you see, he's in a kind of a bit of a dilemma here. He wants to kill his opponent, but he also resides, because, I mean, he sees what's coming here. Next turn, it's going to be a 160k power of money, which just means Poland's units are just going to one-shot his. So, I think we have our answer, ladies and gentlemen. We have our answer. In high funds, there's absolutely no one who can stand up to Colin, because power of money just becomes insane. It's not the gold rush. The gold rush is nice, but that's not what makes him broken. It's the goddamn power of money that makes his units do like 400% extra damage. It's too broken. It's too good in high funds. So obviously Mechstorm played really well here. There's no question about that. But yeah, I think we have a high funds champion. Not even Hachi can stand up to this little kid. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. We have another video on Colin coming up very soon. Colin versus Grit in Standard. So I think you'll enjoy that. We're actually doing 2 games for that. One on a small map, one on a big map. So I'm just waiting for one of the games to be completed, and I will do that one too. So Colin fans, you're eating good, I hope. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this match, please leave a like and a comment. Thank you so much to Mechstorm and Poland for playing the match. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.